reflection. You know I'm through with you. Your hoops are my obsessions, always jumping through. I'm so tangled, I'm so worthy. I'm just lost in my reflection. Pay attention. You never will. Victim, but when I'm lowest, time to get to know myself. I'm still tangled, I'm not worried, 'cause I am caught up in this perfection. Pay attention, yeah, you never will, 'cause you depend, so you always will. If you arrest yourself, looks good on you. Tell me who knows you're on blue. When every bruise looks good on you. You found out that nobody is perfect, and you doubt that anything is worth it. Look around, the world is a circus, you're on blue. So provoking, I forgot to mention, are you joking? I need some attention, and nothing's working to change your direction. You're on blue. Who knows you're on blue? When every bruise looks good on you. Tell me who knows you're on blue? When every bruise looks good on you. You hold my hand. Are you gonna deny this? Do the best you can.
Oh, yo. Let's go.
I'm gonna survive this. That's just who I am.
Let's go, baby.
When you're on blue, you keep everything inside of you. You try to play it cool. Sometimes you gotta break the rules. I don't know why you're confused. All you need is a little bit of attitude. Yeah. This is it. I'm tired of explaining. It's too late because everyone is waiting. That's great. So why are you complaining?
You're on blue.
If I'm unsure,
Will anybody notice?
it's my fault because
I love you on purpose.
I'm insecure or just a little nervous.
You're on blue.
Yeah.
Let's go. Hey, hey, hey.
Starting to enjoy the view. I'm all about the attitude.
You. Knows you're on blue. And every bruise looks good on you. Tell me who knows you're on blue. When every bruise looks good on you. Let's go! Oh! Woo! How we doing? Monday night? No, Tuesday night. Sorry, Tuesday night? Dude, I don't know what day it is anymore. Would it matter if I had nothing to say?
Would you want again what you could not change?
It might be everything you hate in yourself.
I think the
Name is still the same.
I will gladly.
You take the blame. Behind a smile I can fade away. I can't remember myself. I can't remember myself. Is in the way. Tell me who could be looted me, yeah. Woo! I'm tripping. Let's go!
I'm tripping. I've been here a while.
But I won't unpack. I give you my all, but I want it back.
Maybe I'm crazy,
But I see it in you and me. Woo! Dude, let's go. All right. Dude, what do we got? Tuesday night, regale me, guys. Regale me on this wonderful Tuesday with stories of humor and human perseverance. Shall we? What do we got? You guys doing good? Dude, True Confessions Tuesday, crippling depression. I mean, it's going around. Dude, Jenny's been grappling with some stuff. I mean, we're all grappling in some way. I'm kind of riding a high right now, although today I only put out one video. I was like mostly useless today, but I feel like I was providing emotional support for like people in my orbit. And so I didn't get a ton of work done today, right? But But, you know, sometimes you're going to have those days where you're just not going to have a lot of stuff. Am I close to the big fire? Where is the big fire? Yeah, no, the Utah, they're upset that their maps are going to get more fair. Dude, fuck Utah. Man, seriously, no offense, but fuck Utah, boss. Where's the big fire? Where's the big fire? Is there big fire somewhere around? Dude, Utah's weird, bro. It's like weird, like religious fucking, you know, snobbery meets child fucking abuse, right? Child sex abuse. It's a weird state. They think they're so morally above everybody, but there's a lot of sexual abuse in fucking Utah. Like a lot, bro. A lot of deviant sexual behavior. Oregon forest fire burning homes. I don't know about that. I'm sure I'm not near it, but I could tell that there was some fucking smoke and shit. Like the color of the sun, okay, at dusk gets a sort of yellowish orange when there's fires, that it's never like that when there's not fires. But let me see where this fire is. And it had that yesterday, okay? It's the flat fire. Where is it? And the immigrant fire. I'm looking at this. I'm trying to get a map where this shit is. Right? It's definitely so. The big fires look like they're down south, right? Yeah. I don't know which ones are the big ones. It's hard to tell. I'm looking at an Oregon fire map. Oh, the immigrant fire is out by Bend. Okay, yeah, and the flat fire is also out by Bend. So yeah, so those fires, right? There are two fires that are small, that are somewhat near Portland, but those bigger fires, like the flat fire and the immigrant fire, both of those fires are kind of near Lapine. So they are, I'm looking at it right now, they are about 200 miles away. Yeah, those fires are about, no, emigrant, not immigrant, emigrant, M-E-M-M. But yeah, those fires are about 200 miles away, right? And so I think they're named, emigrant. So the immigrant fire is down by Springfield, Oregon. Oh, it's actually only one M. Smoky sunrise. Yeah, so again, though, the color, the sky color yesterday had that forest fire. Like, I actually asked Jenny last night, being like, is there a fire burning near here? Because of the way that the way that the sky looked was like very, it had that fire sky. We get a fire sky. There's a color, guys. It's hard to describe. It's like the color of the sky when it's fires is like, see, like, so twilight in Portland is yellow. Okay. Portland's twilight is mostly yellow, right? If you go up to Seattle in the summertime, the twilight is like a deep purple. Oregon's twilight when the sun goes down in Portland is kind of yellowish, right? It's like yellowish and there's some pinks in the sky, but it's mostly a yellow, like the light quality is a yellow. And when there's fires, there's like a reddish orange that becomes the sky color. It's really weird. It's really unusual. It just makes the sunsets have a tint to them that the only time I see that color is when there are fires burning. And it gets really bad if the fire's close. Like we've had it where the fires are on the other side of like Troutdale, and what you see is like ash in the air, and we don't have that now. It's like not like that at all. But it definitely gets a unique color. So yeah, no, we're pretty far away from those. So yeah, so I guess we'll start with the soup du jour. I have a couple things prepared here that we're going to look at. I actually did my homework today before stream. I did my homework, guys. You'd be very proud of me that I did my homework and prepared content for us to, right? Yeah, you like this view? This is New York City. This is a view from my apartment in New York City, my mythical apartment in New York City, right? Which would probably be, that is, Madison Avenue. This would probably be like, we'd be up by Central Park over here. This would probably be about like what, 90th Street, right? 92nd, right? Wouldn't that be amazing? Oh, dude, guys, I want a New York apartment. I want an apartment in Greenwich Village, right? I do. I want to buy an apartment in Greenwich Village. I have no financial capability to do that, and I don't know that I'm ever going to be able to afford an apartment in Greenwich Village, but that has been one of my sort of like, I want to be 60 years old and write a book from an apartment in Greenwich Village. That's what I want to do, 65, 70. I want to like close that chapter of my life in the biggest city of America, writing an energetic book about all of my adventures. That would be the final perfect chapter, right? Don't you think? I think that would be amazing. And then Jenny could get a shot at like being on Broadway. I think that would be amazing. Dude, let's go. So I got to make a couple $1,000,000 though to make that happen. I'm not sure that's ever going to happen, but we're going to try. All right. I'm not a very good capitalist, but we'll see. Sit with pigeons. Dude, the energy of New York is just crazy. And like we had a sort of a family meeting today because Jenny and Bryce, not Jenny and Bryce, Bryce and his girlfriend are trying to get to, Jenny and Bryce were obviously part of the family meeting, but Bryce and his girlfriend are trying to get a place in New York. And it's proving to be a little bit more challenging, right, than we thought. So we're sort of like trying to marshal all the help we can get, figure out who we know in the city and like how we can sort this out to get them to New York. I want to get them in time for Mom Donnie to win this election. Yeah, dude, Trump is jacked up. I made a video about Trump, about his hand. If you want to go check it out, it's live. Dude, tonight's video was fun. The one about the TPUSA scandal. That shit is like, dude, I hate to say this. Dude, I don't even want to say this. Don't hate me for saying this. But I feel like my channel has a little bit of Piers Morgan tabloid nature to it because I love those juicy, sort of gossipy stories in addition to straight politics. So I think there's a little bit of like that Piers Morgan tabloid fucking vibe, right? Sensationalism. All right, thank you. I like that better. But dude, I'm not gonna lie. I've got that in me, guys. I've got that in me. I used to create that kind of shit. When, you know what I mean? When I would go out on the town, I was very popular in LA because I was like a reality TV show. I had a lot of friends that would hang out with me just to fucking see what would happen, right? They didn't even necessarily like love me. They just knew when they went out with me, something crazy was going to happen, right? That was like why I had this friend circle in LA, dude, right? What's my zodiac sign? I am right on the cusp of Libra and Scorpio. I'm a Libra, but I'm the last day of Libra, right on the cusp of Scorpio. You love the energy? Let's go. Dude, let's go, baby. Dude, let's get a dance party. Let's get a dance party goal going. All right. We're going to fucking do it. We're going to get this shit. I'm doing it 45 minutes, guys. Maybe we'll do 2 dance party goals tonight. If we get one, maybe we'll do 2. All right, there it is. Dance party, 45 minutes. Let's go, baby. Are we going to dance? We're going to dance. Dude, we're going to try to dance. But who inspired my music style? I don't know. I think like Jane's Addiction was the biggest inspiration, right? And a lot of 90s shit. Smashing Pumpkins, Nirvana, Alice in Chains, and some of my favorite bands when I was a kid, like Kiss and ELO, and who else did I like when I was a kid? I really liked a lot of the 80s stuff, Human League, Depeche Mode, New Order, right? I'm energetic tonight. I am, because I got some sleep, guys. That's part of the reason why I didn't get any videos made, because I actually slept. Dude, right? You know what I mean? Dude, Jane's Addiction, 1986 Houston. You saw him in 86? Dude, that's early. That's like early tour, right? Their live record on 𝗙𝗹𝗃 came out in 87. Let's go, baby. Dude, I love Houston. I used to play at a venue, an art gallery that like people lived in, a place called Super Happy Funland in Houston. I would play there. Dude, I loved it. I like Houston. I do. I liked Houston a lot. Houston, I'm going to be honest, Houston was the only city in Texas I really liked. I didn't like Dallas. Okay? I didn't like Dallas. I didn't like Austin. I thought Austin was really pretentious. El Paso was kind of nice, but it was like a little depressing because there's just a lot of poverty there. A lot of like racism in El Paso. And then I played in some gigs, some small towns down in the South, a little town called Alice, Texas. That was amazing. That was way down almost by Corpus Christi. And it was in the desert area. That was really amazing. But Houston was the one city that I liked. I mean, granted, this was like 20 years ago. All right. So dude, let's go. Let's go, Jays. We appreciate it. Your dad's family is from El Paso? Dude, El Paso's beautiful. It's just rough, right? You hated Houston? Oh, because of the weather? Yeah. So, I mean, the weather is tough. But guys, I have a thing where I just fucking do well in the heat. I don't know what it is. Like the heat is like, right? The heat is totally fucking works for me, right? I can survive it. I survived the heat well. Jenny and I were sort of having a little fucking conflict earlier tonight because she does not like the heat. And I just love the heat. And so I don't like the wet heat, Lila. Like, I don't like humidity. I don't like it. I prefer the dry, but I can do the humidity. I can do it. I don't like it, but it doesn't like the heat. Any kind of heat just doesn't kill me. I prefer the dry, but the heat though is like, I do way better in the heat than in the cold, right? Like, for example, as a kid, kindergarten, first, second grade, I lived in Wisconsin. I hated the snow. I hated the winters. I fucking didn't like the fucking 4 seasons or whatever. We moved to LA. We got to LA and it was like 90 degrees, no air conditioning. And I was like, I fucking love this. I fucking love it here. Dude, we went to Florida, to Disney World, and dude, Orlando, I mean, it's hot and it's muggy, but then it rains at like 3 p.m. And the rain is warm. And it's like you can stand around in the rain, like in your shorts. And it's like, holy cow, dude. Here in Oregon, it rains. It's like 40 degrees. It's cold. The rain sucks. The rain in Orlando was like, oh my God, it's like 78 degrees and raining. I fucking love it. Dude, I love the heat, bro. Love the heat, dude. 80 degrees every day. Let's go. Love it. Prefer the dry. What month did we come to Orlando? We were there in August, right? We were in Orlando in August, right? I think it was August. Yeah, it was hot. It was pretty warm, but you know, I don't know. I like the heat. Unlike the rest of my family, Bryce and Jenny both like the cold. Right? You live in Wisconsin? Where do you live in Wisconsin? Where are you at? Did feel your scorching heat? Oh, in Florida? Dude, yeah, Florida gets cooking. Now, I don't love the Florida heat. Don't get me wrong. I prefer the California heat, right? Or the Arizona heat, right? I prefer the desert. Dude, you want to see something? Can I show you guys something? Can I show you a house that like I would love to buy? There's a house called Black Desert House in fucking California. There's a house. I'm never gonna be able to buy this, but dude, do you know this house? Let me show you. It's called Black Desert House. Have you guys seen this? In Yucca Valley? Dude. Have you guys seen this place? You can rent it. Let me show you the gallery. I would like to live in a house like this. All right, let's find it. Let's find Black Desert House. It's this one, right? Dude, look at this. So let me show you the photos. There it is. Look at this house. Dude, it's out in the desert and it has floor to ceiling windows. Okay? And fucking look at that shit with a pool. It's like out in the fucking a pool and a jacuzzi out there, a fire pit, but it's like right out in fucking out all by itself out in this desert fucking space. Look at those windows though. Dude, isn't that amazing? Isn't this place incredible? This is like my dream fucking dude. I love like being out in the middle of nowhere, but not in a forest. I don't like the forest. I like the ocean. I like the desert. Okay. So I could have a place on the beach or I could have a place like in the desert, but I do not like the forest. Okay. Buy it. Dude, I couldn't afford to buy it, dude. I don't have the money. But isn't this amazing though? It's just so private and it has like a wall that closes. So it has a little garden, a little inner like open air fucking garden with a window and an atrium, like a little outdoor, right? Just fucking look at the kitchen, bro. It's like a modern kitchen with these, you know, look at how modern the kitchen is in black and gray and white, but with those fucking big glass windows. Isn't that beautiful? Our kitchen in our house is like this. Our kitchen is in gray and silver, right? Our kitchen here. I love the modern sort of grays and silvers and you know, bright colors. But yeah, this spot is fucking incredible. It's not that big, but it is like pretty wild, dude. It's not big. That's what's crazy about it, Tiana. I mean, these pictures are all of like the same 5 rooms, right? You know what I mean? It's kind of small, actually. These are all pictures of like the same couple of rooms, right? They're all different photos, but small kitchen. Then I think it only has 2 bedrooms, really, right? It has this 1 bedroom that's right out by the pool and the jacuzzi. And then I think there's the bathroom. The bathroom, though, look at that fucking, the hexagonal tiles. And then there's a smaller bedroom. So I think it's 2 bedrooms. Yeah, it's actually really small, right? And then there's a little family room or yeah, there's like a little family room too. Yeah, isn't that great though? Look at that with the pink light on the pool. Isn't that amazing? Dude, yeah. Yeah, no, it's certainly the design is like open, right? Like the kitchen goes down those steps into the dining area and the living room, but it's actually pretty small. Isn't that fantastic? Yeah, it's just like one big room that from the kitchen to the living room with like a wall of windows. And then this window looks out to the fucking patio. And that's it, right? Barbecue area, pool and a jacuzzi. There it is. But yeah, it's fucking, there's a driveway you roll in. But it's pretty small, actually. It is gorgeous. Now, I don't think it's for sale, guys. I honestly don't think it's for sale. I think you can rent it. It's a rental. It's called Black Desert House. And you can rent it starting at $400 a night. Okay? And it's actually much more than that. I think it's like, I think it's like $2,000 a night or something. It says from $400 a night, but that's probably only if they're desperate. Yeah. Oh no. Let's see. So it is. Yeah. No, the 400 is not accurate. I think it is. I think it's like $2,000 a night to rent. It's a rental. But yeah, dude, it's pretty amazing. I've been obsessed with this thing. White exterior would have been better for the energy use. Yeah, so it's got a white fucking roof, right? And so the thing about it though is I believe the reason why they made it black, the exterior, is because of the windows, guys. The having the black exterior is, I think, better for like it absorbing a bunch of the sun when you have that many windows. You know what I mean? Like you don't want reflective creation of light around so many windows. That would be counterproductive. You needed the area around the windows to take in some of that thing. And then it's got a white roof. But yeah, there it is. There's the whole thing. See, isn't that gorgeous? Dude, I fucking love that. Love that place, dude. Yeah. My new house? No. Yeah, there's a bunch of solar panels up on the top. Right? There's a bunch of solar up on the top. But yeah, that place is gorgeous. I've been in love. I've been in love with this thing, dude. I would love to own this house. This would be a great retirement space. But I don't think I'm ever going to be that rich. Yeah, no, it's gorgeous. It's one of my favorite things, dude. So this house is off the market, right? Let me tell you, let me look at it. I'm looking it up. So it sold in 2019 for 1.6 million, right? 1.6 million is what it sold for in 2019. It is in Yucca Valley, right? It sold for 1.6 million in 2019. That's not bad, right? That's not bad at all, actually. I think that's pretty fucking cheap, dude. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, no, I thought it would be a lot more too. Yeah, it's near Joshua Tree. Right? It's right basically in fucking right down the road from Joshua Tree, like right at Joshua Tree. And it's just on the other side of Palm Springs, right? Northeast of Palm Springs. Yeah, no, it's not crazy, but isn't that gorgeous? Like, just so you know, when you, and here's the road. It's like got like fire roads. There's a couple properties out there that are all kind of spaced. But I mean, just so you guys know the type of shit that I like the modern homes. I like homes with open floor plans. I like homes with massive windows. We have massive windows, right? Like if you look at the room, you see this room, this right here. It's a massive window, guys. It's a massive window. It's like that entire wall is a giant window. I love huge windows. I love open floor plans. That's my vibe. That's my jam. I like jagged angles. I like really modern sort of stuff, right? And although we have we live in a craftsman home, but it's not a square. Ours is long and deep. It's a craftsman home, but it is arranged like a Victorian. I love Victorians. I like the long, skinny houses. And so we live in a craftsman, but it's got the craftsman porch and it's got a craftsman sunroom with like angled windows and a big bay window and shit, and a craftsman like roofing and nuances and all that, and craftsman like wood built-ins with like a wood bench and all that shit. But it's narrow and long like it's long and narrow like a Victorian instead of a square. That's what our house is, our current house. But yeah, dude, this is amazing, bro. Fucking love this thing, dude. Oh man. This is how I want to live, dude. Oh shit. The shit is so nice. Yeah, 2-bedroom. Just a little 2-bedroom, dude. Perfect size. Dare to dream, baby. It is clean, right? Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right. So now you know. Now you know a little bit about me. You know, like the shit that I'm into, right? You know another house that I was really obsessed with for a while was this one. I'm going to show you one more and then we'll do some politics. Let me find it for you. It was... Let me see if I can find it. I may have to dig it up. Let me see. Yeah. Dude, I can't find it now. I'll fucking dig it up, dude. I'll dig it up. We'll go on another home tour at some point. Cliff House, Nova Scotia, Canada, luxury suspended house. Dude, I would probably like that if it was in a different space, right? Like Nova Scotia? Nah. Dude, too gray, too cold, too like old man in the sea, bro. Dude, there's no fucking way I'm spending time in Nova Scotia. Right? Nah, dude. No. You need to pick that shit up and fucking move that shit to a place where there's a lot of sunshine and warmth, right? Oh, Lord have mercy. But dude, there was a house, dude. That was really fucking cool. That I was sort of obsessed with. Let me see if I can find it. It's this one. Let me see. Hold on here. We're gonna do it on. I believe I can find it on TikTok. I thought it was like Brittany Murphy, or maybe it was Britney Spears' house. Right? It was. Was it this one?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Come inside Britney Spears and Brittany Murphy's
Yeah, this
former
one.
Hollywood Hills home with me. Walking up the lawn.
Here, I'm gonna fucking mute it because this house, yeah, 17 milli. But look at this house, dude. I'm gonna turn the music off because I don't want to get fucking copy struck. But this house is amazing. Brittany Murphy lived here and Britney Spears lived here. But it's like in the Hollywood Hills, right? It's like super modern, but it's not like too crazy, but it has like all those big glass windows and nice view, right? It's like multi-level, right? And a giant pool and a jacuzzi right there. It's like, but the floor plan of it is really like open and snazzy. Yeah, I love Brittany Murphy. Right? But it's not like overly fancy, but it's sort of fancy enough. Isn't that nice? Isn't that amazing? But dude, $17 million? Like, bro, it's just too crazy. I wish it showed the entryway. Like, it didn't show the entryway, but there's like some videos that do a walkthrough, like from the driveway right through the entryway, and the sort of entryway and the front staircase. It's got a lot of glass. It's like really cool. It's a really cool house. Not if she died there. I mean, dude, people die, you know, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I don't worry about that. Like, people have died in many houses. Most houses, if they've been around for a while, somebody's died in them. Right? Let's go. Right? People die. You heard Joni Ernst. We're all gonna die. Dude, let's talk about Iowa, shall we? Look at this shit. Dude, this is a great transition, guys, talking about we're all going to die, Joni Ernst, because this is Joni Ernst's home state of Iowa. Isn't that funny? We're all going to die. Yeah, well, dude, some shit just happened tonight in Iowa. This is big, guys. Okay? Wasn't that a great segue? I think that was a fucking perfect segue, right? Yeah, but so the thing about those is like, I don't look at those types of things as like a haunting, right? Like, I feel like if there was a ghost in a house, that ghost would love my energy. Like, I would set whatever spirit was trapped in that house free. I would like take it in. I welcome those things too. I don't get like worked up about like spirits caught between worlds. Like, man, yeah, no, I have no problem with that. I'll commune with that shit. I'll commune with that shit. But this is big, guys, because Caitlin Dre flipped Iowa's Senate District 1, a district Trump won by 11.5 points, okay? And look at, she won it by 10%, guys. This is a 21-point swing right here. 21-point swing. Now, you see why Texas is gerrymandering their maps? But you know what else is important about this, guys? You know why this is such a huge deal? Right here, guys. Look at that shit. This is why it's a huge deal. Because the gerrymandering discussion that nobody wants to have is the state gerrymandering. Okay? The state gerrymandering. Iowa has a Republican supermajority. Wisconsin, Republican supermajority. There's like Republican supermajorities in many 50-50 voting states because of state level gerrymandering. That's what the Republicans have done. They have gerrymandered the shit out of every red state to where blue votes have no power on the state level. And this woman winning broke the GOP supermajority in Iowa. They can no longer override the governor. This is huge. This is one of the biggest state level wins, I think, in the last couple years. This is right up there with that Wisconsin Supreme Court win. This is so big. You know what I'm saying? This is so big because guys, you ready? With Texas and these other states gerrymandering, they might lose some of those districts. Some of those districts, they are not going to be guaranteed to win those districts. They are going to lose some of these fucking purple districts. Okay? They're going to lose this shit. You know what I mean? They're going to lose. They're going to get their fucking clocks clean. Dude, now, how did she win? Okay, you ready? We're going to look into this because 𝗏𝗏 did a good little bit of reporting. Okay, but here's how she won. You ready? It says this was a race the DNC heavily invested in. Look at this. 30,000 volunteers for get out the vote efforts. 30,000 volunteers for a state Senate seat. Okay, I mean, it breaks the supermajority, so it's a really important seat, right? It's going to prevent Iowa from, like, you know, overriding the governor and shit. And right, it's a big fucking move. But she was the founder of Moms for Iowa, a grassroots group advocating for gun safety and reproductive rights. Oddly enough, that's what it was about. It was about reproductive rights and gun safety. Okay, and her opponent, though, you ready? Her opponent ran as a hardline MAGA. Okay, that's right. That's what it is, dude. Her opponent ran as a hardline MAGA candidate, backing Trump's immigration crackdowns, opposing abortion, denying climate change, spreading anti-vax conspiracies, and railing against woke. Okay, right? And she ran about not railing against fucking X, Y, or Z. Now, here's the thing, guys. I believe that climate change is going to become a much better issue to run on in the Midwest. Okay? Because the farmers know that climate change is happening. Okay? They do. The farmers know, man. They know. They've seen it. They've seen it affect their crops. They've seen it affect their harvest. They know when the fucking apples are harvesting like 3 months later than normal. They fucking know, man. And so I think this Republican denial of climate change and just aloofness, I think it's going to fuck them up in middle America when we have people that speak to it, that really make an important part about it, about how important it is for farming and shit. You know what I'm saying? And they just, I'm telling you, man, they're like the front runners of knowing this. You know, they just, and it's crazy because we could be using wind and solar energy in these places, dude, for sure. You know? Yeah, the tariffs are going to fuck them up too, for sure. So yeah. All right. And then you want to read about it? Let's go to 𝗏𝗏 and read about it, shall we? Democrats flip Iowa State Senate seat, overturn Republican supermajority. Stunning upset. Dude, she seems nice. I love the bright red lipstick. That's a nice vibe. I don't really know a lot about this candidate. I'm not going to fucking, act like I know a lot about this. But let's see here. It says, in a result that shocked political observers across the nation, Democrat 𝗙𝗵𝗃 has flipped a deep red Iowa State Senate seat once considered untouchable. The district, carried by Donald Trump with a wide margin in 2016 and 2020, delivered a stunning upset that ended the GOP supermajority in the Iowa Senate. With this win, Republicans lose their ability to govern unchecked in Des Moines. For Democrats, this is not only a local triumph, it's a national signal that momentum is shifting. The 2025 political map is telling a clear story. Across special elections nationwide, Democrats are not only competitive in unlikely places, they're outperforming district partisan lean by double digits. In suburban districts, Democrats are expanding their leads. In rural communities, they're shrinking margins once thought unwinnable. And now in Trump-leaning Iowa, they've pulled an outright flip. I think Joni Ernst is susceptible, guys. I do. I think Joni Ernst, that bitch, should be out of fucking Congress, dude. She should. Dude, with that whole we're all gonna die bullshit, we need to bounce her ass. And I think she's got a legitimate opponent. Guys, check in 13 minutes for Dance Party. I don't think we're gonna make this one, but we'll start another one. All right, we'll see if we can get another one. Dude, so what might have been dismissed as isolated victories earlier this year has now become a trend. Voters, increasingly disillusioned with Republican extremism and chaos, are rewarding Democratic candidates who emphasize freedoms, schools, and community priorities. For years, Iowa symbolized Republican strength in the Midwest, from Trump's double-digit wins to dominant GOP majorities in the state house. Pundits frequently wrote off the state as out of reach for Democrats, but 𝗙𝗵𝗃's campaign broke through. Running on a platform of protecting reproductive rights, defending public schools, and restoring local control, she tapped into a well of frustration with Republican overreach. Her decisive victory sends a message. Even in Trump country, voters are prepared to push back against an agenda they view as too extreme. Okay, so there is some winnable shit out there. Now, I would like to point out, guys, I want to show you a video that's not exactly related, but I feel like is related. You may have seen some of these videos of people in town halls, but I really think we need to look at, this, guys, at this video right here. Okay. This video is very important. Dude, Risco, let's go. All right, guys. Dude, if we can get 8 more in 12 minutes, we dance. Otherwise, we'll reset it. We'll start a new one after that. But this video right here, I think is crucial, okay, to our future. This is 𝗙𝗍𝗪𝗓, okay? I don't know if that's how you say his name, 𝗙𝗍𝗪𝗓, but he is a Republican from Oklahoma. There's a lot of videos going around right now. These GOP guys are going and doing some town halls. Dude, Blaz, let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Dude, let's go. We need 7 more, baby. 7 more, 11 minutes. Dude, but this video, I think, is crucial, okay, to the future of what we got going on. But look at the question this guy gets asked. This guy gets asked, in order to make America healthy again, MAGA, would you support a healthcare reform that offers a public option to all Americans? Okay, right? If you're MAGA, make America healthy again, are you willing to support a public option? Watch this guy's answer. Okay, watch this shit.
Previously expressed that you want to make America healthy again, aka MAGA. Without the marketplace created by ACA or Medicaid expansion, many wouldn't be able to afford health insurance or health care. In order to make America healthy again, would you support healthcare reform that offers a public option to all Americans, such as Japan's model, which prices premiums based on income and is available for all residents to opt into if they wish?
So you give me a little bit of information there. I would need to know a whole lot more. I am absolutely in favor of the MAGA movement. I met early on with RFK, with a group of us, because with Marco Rubio, who's now Secretary of State, he allowed me to join him when I first got to Congress on the making all SNAP, formerly known generations ago as food stamps, to make all SNAP purchases be free of the unhealthy elements of dessert and certain things that we know drive up obesity rates for kiddos, and just, you know, all the correlations, long-term effects of health outcomes. And so I know, based upon...
Hold on. She asked him if he would support a public option to make sure everyone has health care. MAGA, Make America Healthy Again. And what does he do? He's about to launch into a diatribe about SNAP and sodas. That's weird. Let me just give you some numbers, guys. You ready? 12% of Americans get SNAP. 40% of Americans are obese. Even if everybody on SNAP was guzzling sodas with all their SNAP, which they're not, and they're not obese, that doesn't have anything to do with America's weight problem. Okay? These guys are wanting to control the poor. You don't deserve any soda. No soda, no ice cream for you because you're fucking poor. You need to suffer. You need to eat shit, right? Meanwhile, MAGA, have you looked at them? They're fat as hell, bro. Not that there's anything wrong with being a little overweight, but many of them are not living healthy lifestyles at all. Okay, but they want to push the poor around. But the question was, if you really believe in MAGA, do you want everyone to have health insurance? And watch his answer, bro. He never answers the question.
On what 𝗙lie means, who's been a large part of the RFK MAGA movement, 𝗙lie has told me personally that our bill that I now have with Mike Lee is a priority for them. We're continuing to push that, y'all, that if you are going to be on SNAP and receiving food assistance, we think it's more than wise for the long-term health outcomes for people that may also be eligible for Medicaid, long-term other, when they turn 65, be eligible for Medicare. It is a great investment in its wisdom to make sure we're not allowing the purchase of sugary drinks. And
dude, his basic thing is, no, we're not going to get you health care. We're going to just make it so maybe you need less health care. The poor, which is 12% of the population. What about the other 88% of the population, you fucking piece of shit, bro? You know what I mean? I get so livid at this. These people are fucking terrible, bro.
Prepackaged desserts and healthy foods become the standard model again, and that leads to great outcomes, which not only will bless us as a nation, make us healthier, but financially will bless us when the downstream effects of health impacts, and the largest driver of our healthcare cost is hospitalization rates, and so many things can be prevented by nutrition and healthy eating. So encourage all of you. I know Oklahoma has been also looking at some things they could do. State Senator back here in the back, and State Rep. I know there's some movement afoot. Oklahoma, I think, is petitioned to be able to have some self-determinations over what they can do. Some states are petitioning. I think Oklahoma's joined that.
Dude, you hear how quiet that room was when he stopped talking? You could have heard a hair fall and hit the fucking floor. Everybody in that room, dude, these guys, we can capitalize on this. We should be able to win with this shit because, dude, this is bullshit. What a bullshit answer. I don't think there should be any rules. Let the poor use SNAP for what they want. It's supplemental money, okay? It should, buy them food, buy them some ice cream, buy them some soda, get the kids some Jell-O, some pudding. I don't fucking care. The poor people can spend what they want. Dude, our tax dollars in blue states pay for all these Okies fucking shit, and we don't go in there and tell them how to spend their goddamn money. You know what I'm saying? So leave the fucking poor alone. Dude, we need 3 more guys. 5 minutes. 3 more, baby. 3. We can do this. Let's go. But dude, this is so annoying.
Relative to the SNAP population, and so, man, that's great. I think Oklahoma needs to lead the way on that, but I'd like to see the entire nation through Mike Lee and I's bill.
But again, 40% of America is obese. 40. 12% of America collects SNAP benefits. Those numbers don't add up, okay? As I said, I mentioned this guy. I tagged him. Where is it? Here's my tweet. Dude, let's go. Dude, Sam, let's go, baby. Dude, Gorg, let's go. We did it. Yeah, dude, healthy food is not affordable, bro. And if you go to these places like in the South or in the rural areas, you can't find shit. But here's what I said about it. Mr. Moj, let's go, baby. Here's what I said, guys. I said, dude, Scorpion Kingdom, let's go. With the fucking kroners, baby. Let's go get those kroners. Dig in your pockets. Get those kroners out. Dude, so my tweet, I tagged him too. I said, no, this slimy motherfucker does not believe in making Americans healthy by making sure we all have access to health care. He instead sells a BS story about preventing poor people from having soda as if that has anything to do with anything. Asshole. Okay? According to the CDC, 40% of Americans are obese. Only 12% of Americans get SNAP. So even if every SNAP recipient was obese, which they're not, the numbers don't add up. These bastards are lying so they can punish the poor and make themselves rich. Dude, and it absolutely is. These guys are clowns. Tyler, let's fucking go. Dude, Gen X, we love it. Thank you for bringing the heat. Let's go, baby. Dude, it's bullshit, though. You see that answer? Dude, SNAP has nothing to do with us getting health care. But this is the same shit they like to do with, like, you know, they want to do these little half measures. Like, you know what? We're gonna try and make it so maybe we can just, you know, if we can get a few less poor people going to the hospital, we're gonna do that instead of giving everybody health care, right? You know? I mean, the shit is it's clownery, bro. It is. It is fucking clownery, boss. Dude, they're such bullshit. But what a fucking clown show of an answer, bro. Dude. Clown show. Look at this, though, dude. Rep Josh Brecheen backs decriminalization of cockfighting? Like, are you serious? This guy wants to decrim cockfighting. I presume it's so he and his buddies can, like, bang the tips of their knobs together, right? Is that what they mean? Or did they actually mean roosters? Oh, shit, bro. Dude, what is fucking going on, boss? Right? Dude, I know it's for gambling, dude. I'm just being funny. Dude, these guys, though, these guys are knobs, bro. Like, but they're vulnerable, okay? I'm telling you guys, they're vulnerable, okay? This shit of like, hey, can we have some health care? Oh, we're going to punish the poor SNAP people because they're drinking too much soda, and that's ruining the American health care. Dude, this shit, they're going to get their asses beat with that kind of attitude, bro. That shit ain't fucking carrying some weight. All right, you guys ready? They're running out of bad ideas. Oh my God, well said. All right, let's do the dance party. Okay, we're going to do our dance party. And then I got something special, guys. Okay, I got something special because we're going to go in and we're going to watch this old Piers Morgan. You know why? You know why we're going to watch this old Piers Morgan, guys? I think this is really important. This is when, look who's on here. You have Jillian, I Love Slavery Michaels. You have Lindy, fucking brain dead, I'm now a Trumpy Lee. You have Benny, I'm so gay, it hurts Johnson. Right? All on Piers Morgan. And you know who joins them? Adam Mockler. But you know what they were talking about, guys? You know what they were talking about? They were talking about President Biden's health. So we're going to watch a debate where these three make this huge deal about, like, man, if the president isn't healthy, we all need to know about this. This is very important. I can't believe Biden had an illness and we never found out about it. Why were they hiding Biden? You know why we're going to watch this? Because Donald Trump right now is very fucking unhealthy. And we're going to see them talk about how important it is for the press to hold the president accountable when they're not healthy. And then we're going to say, oh shit, none of these guys are actually doing that with Trump. Why is that? Huh? Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Dude, yeah. Dude, I think it's fucking hilarious, bro. I found this. Somebody put this in chat tonight, and I was like, oh my God, it's so topical. It's from months ago, but it is so topical, guys. Oh, you ready? All right, let's get our dance party going, and then we're going to have some fun. We're going to have fun until our daddy takes the T-bird away. Dude, oh shit. And yeah, isn't it going to be great? Dude, everybody. All right. Oh shit, the TP USA, let's go, baby. That video, dude, that video's gonna bang, bro. That shit should do good, dude. It's click-through rate is insane. All right, 15% CTR, let's go. Goddamn, son. That is shit is money. Dude, I'm such a fucking algorithm geek. All right, but I wanted to look something up here. We're about to do a dance party, but there was something I needed to look up that let me figure out what I needed. What was I going to look up? There was something I was going to look up that was very important. Now I don't remember. It had to do with Trump. Huh. All right. It can't be that important. I'll figure it out. It'll fucking come to me. Dude, I didn't see Elon's flag post. Dude, Elon's a fucking piece of trash, dude. There you go. Elon? Yeah, thank you. Thank you, fuck nuts. All right, you guys ready for a dance party? Oh, no, I remember what it was. It was, nope, I don't remember what it was. All right, here we go. Let's get it. Dude, my chair is falling apart. The armrests on my chairs, I just fucking destroy that shit. Shake that? Yeah, I'm about to shake my moneymaker, guys. I'm about to shake my moneymaker. Let's go. Dude, I love shaking my moneymaker. Let's go, baby. Here we go.
But I've known, been here before. I'm coming up slowly.
Let's go, baby!
This feeling that I have now, almost a bit holy, an notion that I will make it out somehow.
Oh shit, boss! I'm gonna have to catch my breath. Oh. Woo! You like me? Let's go!
Can I make something good out of this?
Dude, it's a workout. Can I make something good out of this?
Chances are you will not be missed.
'Cause you don't give a shit.
Can I make something good out of this? You could be it, you could be true. You could be underneath my shoe. Sometimes you're the only one who's strong.
And I'd be devastated if I'm wrong. I am the one you love to hate, but you cannot devastate.
Interesting, I'm sure.
'Cause I want more.
Can I make something good out of this?
Can I pretend that something is missing? Chances are you will not be missed, 'cause you don't give a shit. Can I make something good out of this? You could be late, you could be true. You could be underneath my shoe. Sometimes you're the only one who's strong. And I'll be devastated if I'm wrong. I am the one you love to hate, but you cannot devastate. Oh, let's go.
I'm sure, but I want more.
Dude, what a song, baby. What a song. Woo. Yeah, dude. All right. So, yeah. So I feel like that fucking, that Iowa win was definitely something special. If you guys like the music, there's some links in the description where you can listen to the music that I have on Apple Music and Spotify. It's even better than the shit that you hear here in the stream. The stuff in the stream is old, from 98, and there's some stuff from 98, from 99, and 2002 in the stream is what we listen to. And then the stuff on Apple Music and Spotify is from 2004 and 2008. And those are my, like the music I made that was successful, right? Financially successful, I guess, right? The stuff you're listening to here on the stream is like really good shit that I love, that was like foundational shit, but it was never financially successful. And I've got a copy of my record from 94 or 96, like my very first album. I'm going to get that shit so we can listen to it here on stream too. It's like gritty. I could not sing very well at all. The Soul Driver record, Soul Driver was my first band. And that shit is like, it's pretty gritty. It was my first recording, my first like full length recording ever. I mean, you know, it is what it is, right? But All right, you ready? Let's watch this Mockler. Let's watch this fucking Mockler. Like, I think this little bit here. When did I move out of LA? I left LA in end of 1998 or January of 99. I left LA, and then we went on tour. And then after the tour, we came to Portland, and we got here sometime in February of 99. Right. And then, yeah. And I've been here ever since. Been through a lot of evolutions here, actually, in Oregon. Oregon's been pretty good to me, man. It really has. I came here to get sober, and then I stayed here because I had a kid, right? And so I stayed here to, like, be a dad, right? But it's, Oregon's interesting. It's interesting. You moved to LA in 97? Let's go. Dude, from where? From I love LA. Right? I love LA. Yeah, dude, Portland, though, was crazy. Because, like, when I got here, I lived right off of Hawthorne Boulevard in, like, one of the most desirable neighborhoods in Portland. And 3 of us lived in a 3-bedroom house with a band rehearsal space in the basement 2 blocks from Hawthorne. We paid $300 each, right? And there's no fucking way you could get that now. Now that same house is probably like $3,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? It's nuts. But dude, I lived right off Hawthorne. I like just walked everywhere, man. It was crazy. And my job, I worked at a bar like 3 blocks from my house. It was amazing. Dude, San Francisco in the 90s was fucking incredible, bro. San Francisco in the 90s. What a time to live there, Shaves. Dude, I loved San Francisco in the 90s. I had a couple ex-girlfriends that moved to San Francisco in the 90s. And then a girl, my hairstylist, moved there. So I used to go there like all the time. It was just, you know, it's livable, right? My ex had a fucking Victorian house in fucking, what do you call it? Like Upper Sunset, like near the park, right? In the Sunset District, you know? And it was fucking amazing, dude. It was so nice. Like just on the other side of Haight-Ashbury, right? Just northwest of Haight Street in the Sunset neighborhood. It was so cool, dude. I mean, the only downside to San Francisco, like in the 90s, there was really only one downside, and that was parking, right? Parking was fucking hard, bro. Like always. Dude, you were in the Upper Haight? Nice. Yeah, I had a friend, Fiona, who lived on Oak. She lived on Oak Street by the fucking, what do you call it? Where they had the fucking the strip, the grassy strip, you know what I'm saying? Between those 2 streets, I think it was between Oak and something else, where it was like, I don't know what that place was called, but she lived right there on Oak Street in Haight area. It was nice. Dude, so you lived in did you like Cenk-WATCH? You remember Cenk-WATCH? You remember that place? Right? You have to if you were in the 90s, right? The Panhandle, yes, thank you. But you remember Cenk-WATCH? The fucking there was a Middle Eastern restaurant right there on Haight that had like hookahs and shit. Dude, I used to have a big crush on one of the waitresses there. Oh, dude, she was like the most beautiful Persian girl in all of San Francisco. Dude. Oh my God, dude. I would go, the belly dancers. Let's go. Oh, dude, I love that place. That place was really good. So I would go there. Okay. That was a spot that I used to frequent. Then there was a breakfast spot down on Turk. I think it was like Turk and 𝗍𝗻𝗍 or somewhere down there. It was called Eddie's Soul Food Diner. And it was a breakfast spot that was run by a Korean family. Okay. But it had the best like pork chop and eggs. Oh my God. These really huge pork chop and eggs portions, right? Do you know Eddie's Soul Food Diner? That place was amazing. Loved it. And then the other restaurant that I would go to a lot was the House of Nanking, right? Where you go in and it's like so busy. And if you've never been there before, the fucking owner's taking the orders. He'll order for you and you just like having a dining experience. And like that place, I believe the House of Nanking is still around. I don't know if Eddie's is still there, right? I haven't been to San Francisco proper in a couple of years. The Stinking Rose, let's go. Dude, I love San Francisco though. I really do. I really do. It's a great city. But man, Eddie's was my jam, dude. Dude, Claire, my hairstylist, she lived right on Turk. So I used to hang out with her. Stinking Rose garlic joint. That sounds amazing. Where's that at? Dude, good city though. Fucking Eddie's, man. God, San Francisco is amazing. It's your favorite city for food? It's a good city for food, dude. In Soma? All right. Dude, I remember the very first time I went to San Francisco. Quick little story, and then we go into politics. So the first time I went to San Francisco, guys, I was living with a girlfriend, and we had gotten a really bad fight, and I just wanted to get out of LA, and I knew a friend, my friend Fiona, she lived up on Oak Street. I knew she hung out at a place that was like called the Horseshoe Cafe. I think it was a coffee shop. I think that's the coffee shop in Haight, right around there by the Panhandle, called the Horseshoe Cafe. I think that's what it was called. But so I knew that Fiona, right? No, her name was Fiona Taylor. But I knew she lived near the Panhandle and she hung out at the Horseshoe Cafe. And so I was like, fuck it. The relationship is in. It sucks. I'm fucking going to take a trip to San Francisco. So I bought a bus ticket to San Francisco. I had never been there. Okay. And I got off at Grand Central or whatever, the bus station. It's like right downtown. I had never been to San Francisco. I was unprepared for the homeless because the homeless in San Francisco are a different breed. Like they're not just sitting there like hanging out. They'll follow you and talk to you and like hang out with you. Like, what are we doing today? You gonna buy me a burger? Like, come here. Where are you going? I'm coming with you. I'm gonna take a walk. Oh, you're going to the Haight? I love the Haight. Let's go to the Haight. I mean, the homeless are like a different breed. Okay, they're like super talkative and jovial and like mobile. Okay, and so I got off the bus. And there are all these homeless guys like surrounding me and like, oh, you're new here? What are you doing? What are you doing in San Francisco? Can I show you around? All this crazy shit, right? And so the first thing I do is I had to go to the bathroom really bad. So I walked into a Burger King and I just am using the bathroom in the Burger King. And while I'm peeing, guys, okay, while I'm fucking peeing, a syringe comes flying out from under the stall next to the urinal. A fucking syringe, like filled with speed or heroin or whatever. And then a little arm comes out, like reaching around with the fucking, you know, some fucking whatever, a tie cord around the arm. And the arm is like looking for the syringe. And so I like slide it over with my fucking foot. And this little dude comes out a couple minutes later, high as shit. And he had like a walking stick. And dude, that was like my first experience with San Francisco, was like, yo, dude, they fucking get down in this fucking town. And so I talked to him for a while and sort of like found the lay of like the Mission District. And he told me of like some coffee houses where they do poetry performances. I shit you not, right? Like, the fact that this homeless guy who was some type of junkie, like turned me on to some coffee shops that had like poetry performances. And then I ended up going to them later on, you know what I'm saying? And meeting fucking like other random people because of that homeless guy, right? I mean, dude, it's just weird. It's just, there's like, if you're not afraid of like the gunk, right? Like that's just it. In the cities, there's like an underbelly, okay? There are people that have drug problems. There's homeless. There's like people that are, you know, like getting racked by a lot of shit. But if you're not like rattled by that, and if you can just sort of embrace the humanity of even those types of people, there's like a lot of wild sort of life to be had and experiences and interesting shit, information to be gleaned from like everybody. New York City isn't like that. Oh, there's definitely parts of New York City that are like that. I mean, if you go down to the Lower East Side in New York City, or you go to some like Hell's Kitchen or some of the meatpacking districts, there's definitely situations like that, right? You just kind of got to go looking for it. It's everywhere. I mean, there's that shit in rural West Virginia, you know, drug addiction and fucking, you know, like homelessness. There's like everything, you know what I mean? But I like, I don't know, dude. I've just always had a sort of a fascination, right, with the underbelly. And I think, you know what I think it is too, guys? I think it's like that kind of shit like finds you when you commune with it. Like me, myself, being a partier and somebody that sort of goes into some of those druggy nether realms. When I go somewhere, I will find that energy. Like I find it. I can go into a city I've never been to, and I will find where like the drug addicts sort of hang out. You know, I will. I just have a nose for it. But so there was another time though, right? There was another time in Hollywood. Dude, I'm telling you, I had the craziest time. One night I was in Hollywood. I went to a bar. I was walking home. I lived on Sunset and Laurel, right behind the Laugh Factory, right by Sunset and Crescent Heights. And I was walking home and I stopped to pee. And there was like a homeless dude in the bushes by this building where I peed. And he got all scared. He thought I was like a statue or some shit. And he got a little freaked out. And I was like, dude, what are you doing? And he's like, nothing. I'm homeless. I'm just hanging around. And I'm like, do you want to get drunk? And he was like, fuck yeah. So I bought a huge jug of like cheap red wine. And me and this homeless guy went and we found a fucking like a hangout area by a parking lot. And I just drank this huge jug of wine with this fucking 55-year-old homeless guy. And he told me about like his trips to San Francisco and Sacramento, and he had been up in Seattle, and he had been living homeless for like 15 years. And he told me like where he got pants and who had the best food banks. And like this guy like had so many experiences, and he had so much fucking wisdom. You know what I'm saying? So much fucking wisdom, and like so much, I got so inspired by his bold traveling and being out in the world that this particular guy, he liked being homeless, and it was hard and it was sometimes painful, but he was like a real sort of Jack Kerouac of sorts, right? And you know, I sat with him all night just drinking wine and like getting his perspective on life. And dude, what's crazy about this is why when I saw that video, you know that video in DC where the bulldozer is like driving over the tents? And I'm like, oh shit, Trump's bulldozers just destroyed every possession that those people in those tents. But like every person in those tents, man, they have a bunch of stories. They have a bunch of experiences. They have a bunch of wisdom. They have a bunch of like cautionary tales to tell us. There's so much to be learned from the homeless. So much to be fucking like received from the homeless. They have so much more to give than to just be like bulldozed and like pushed into a fucking jail or a work camp somewhere. And like that's to me is like what's fucked up is we look at these people like they're scum, right? Like they're dirty, like they're degenerates, like they're awful people. But if you fucking like hang out with them, they're like human beings. You know what I'm saying? They're human fucking beings. And they have so much more to offer the world. They really do. Like, I wish we could approach that subject with fucking humanity. You know what I'm saying? They at the end of the day, they're fucking human beings. It's just we demonize them. You know, we fucking demonize them. And you know, some of them are like really traumatized. Some of them have very big mental health issues. There's a lot of addiction. And the addiction, though, I'm convinced that a lot of the addiction comes from being homeless. Being homeless is really hard. Being homeless is really like harmful to the human psyche. And so even if you don't have a drug addict or drug addiction, if you end up homeless, you will likely develop one just to numb the pain of being homeless. It's almost like a requirement to survive. You have to. You know what I'm saying? You have to self-medicate. And the thing about that, though, Aria, is most people that I've known in my life have mental health problems or addictions, right? You say most homeless people. I say most people I've met in my life, homeless or not, have mental health problems and they have addictions. Okay, that's just it. It's not like the homeless have that. Everybody has that, you know? And everybody could end up homeless. I was homeless for a year. It sucks. It's a real like scourge of the mental fucking when you can't close a door and shut yourself off from the rest of the world, it fucks with your mentality. It fucks with your head. It really does. But anyway, that's my story. My story is lean into all different kinds of people and there's humanity there. Okay? Homeless, drug addicts, fucking whatever, street urchins, people down on their luck. There's a lot of humanity. There's a lot of wisdom. There's a lot of like, I don't know, a lot to be gleaned from those populations. And us treating them like they're an eyesore or treating them like they are a fucking, like a scourge or a weight, you know, around our necks is not really doing us any favors. Because at the end of the day, man, homelessness is probably not going to get any less. You know, our capitalism right now is so brutal that like there's going to be a lot more homelessness. It's like capitalism is really fucking brutal right now. It is. It's so brutal. It's fucking terrible. All right, you ready? Let's go. We got politics here. Dude, I like that shit. I like the underbelly, guys. I admit it. I've got a soft spot for the underbelly, for exploring in those realms and like, I don't know, seeing the humanity in people that many people in the world have cast aside, right? People that are the rejects and the retreads and the fucking ostracized among the populations. I love those people. I find that those people, there's a lot more humanity in those realms than the people with all the money and the power and all the good social graces. Those people are usually the trashiest, nastiest of the fucking, you know what I'm saying? The trashiest, nastiest fucking people out there are some of the uppity ones, you know? Dude, let's go, Mr. Anderson. Dude, yeah. Well, I mean, guys, you know what it is? You know what it is, guys? It's this right here. It's this guy. It's the same shit as this guy and the SNAP benefits and the finger wagging at the sugary sodas. It's blaming the poor. Blaming the poor. You're irresponsible. You're bad. You've failed. That's why you're poor. That's why you're homeless. It's your fault. You did bad. You did bad. Now you need to suffer. You need to suffer because you're there, right? It's these fucking pieces of shit, okay? These guys, these fucking cuckolds right here, bro. Dude, fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? The homeless have more to offer the world than this fucking pinheaded motherfucker right here, dude. This Josh Burchine. We could put a homeless person in his job and he would do a better job than this fucking clown, bro. This jarhead. Dude, I shit you not. 100%, bro. Trading places, Tommy style, dude. I'm telling you, bro. Dude, tax the billionaires. Tax the shit out of these motherfuckers. You know, tax the ever-loving shit out of them. All right, you ready? Dude, tax the churches. Let's go. Dude, jarheads, bro. No bueno. You know? Dude. All right, you ready? You ready? Let's watch a little Mockler, dude. Let's watch this. This is going to be great. All right, here we go. Here we go.
While Joe Biden was suicidally surrendering in Afghanistan and getting American service members killed, something we should remember this week. Where were you exactly? Can you please explain why you didn't lead your show every single night with the topic of Joe Biden's cognitive decline and potential elder abuse? And, oh, by the way, Joe Biden has a terminal illness.
Oh, okay. So every night the show should be about the president looking ill, appearing sick, having an illness. How many shows has Benny had about Trump's hand or his sweeping leg or the thankles, right? The swollen ankles. How many? How many we had there, fucking Benny? Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny how adamant this was 3 months ago, guys? 3 months ago, Benny was like, my God, if we have a sick president, it needs to be the focus. Yeah, watch this. Here we go.
This is something that nobody wishes on anyone. Nobody is celebrating
Benny!
this at all. However, it's the biggest political bombshell story in modern American history that the president has had prostate cancer, terminal prostate cancer, Mets to the bone. Awful. Nobody wishes that on anyone, but it happened, and not a single journalist at CNN was able to uncover that story. Nobody even asked a question.
Hold on. Nobody asked a question. Benny, are you listening there, buddy? Benny. Dude, look at that. That's hilarious. Dude, Benny. What? Look at this, dude. Holy shit, that guy looks like a cadaver. Dude, did you see the one that was like Weekend at Bernie's? Hold on, you got to see this one, dude. This one is great, boss. Where is it? This one. Oh, look at that. Uh-oh. Dude. Isn't that funny? Oh, shit. Dude, that's Trump. Trump 2028 right there. Dude. Oh, fuck. So Benny, though, is clearly very concerned, okay? Benny is very concerned, right? Very concerned about, wow, Trump. Dude, those aren't normal looking ankles. Benny is going to lead every show with the ankles, right? Gavin Newsom, Donald Trump, right? Right, Benny? I mean, this is a big deal, guys. Watch Benny in action.
American history that the president has had prostate cancer, terminal prostate cancer, Mets to the bone.
Ooh.
It's awful. Nobody wishes that on anyone, but it happened, and not a single journalist at CNN was able to uncover that story. Nobody even asked a question. My final request of Jake Tapper would be this. Where is all of your reporting?
Benny's final request of Jake Tapper is, can you get Benny a room for him and his boyfriend for the weekend, and please put it under a different name. Right? Put it under Sergey Rubles.
You had access to the White House. Why didn't you have the chief of staff on your show? Why didn't you ask this when you had Joe Biden on? Why didn't you ask the White House Correspondents Association why they're not asking questions of Joe Biden's aptitude and mental fitness? They did nothing, Piers. Nothing.
You think they're going to ask any questions about Trump? Are they going to ask a single question about Trump's health?
So Jake Tapper is part of the cover-up, period. I'm glad that he's making money after the fact. Good for you. You were able to like throw Joe Biden in the trash bin when it was convenient. Now you're making piles of cash for doing the exact same thing that we've all been doing for 4 years.
Yeah, grifting. Thank you, Benny, for pointing it out that Jake Tapper's doing what you've been doing for 4 years. He is now grifting. He was grifting off Joe Biden the same way that you're grifting, right? I'm not sure if he's as gay as Benny is, but maybe it's possible.
Yeah.
Well, my one question for you, Benny, it was a great rant, by the way. My one question to you before I move to the others is, if it had been Donald Trump in the same position, would you have been honest? Be honest now. Would you have been leading the charge in the way you've just described?
Yes. The answer is
No, you
absolutely
wouldn't.
yes. Because
Oh, really, Benny? Dude, I'm going to clip that. And I am going to drop that. Benny, he said yes. Let's go and look, guys. Yeah, we know that's some bullshit. Let's go to fucking Benny. Trump health. Trump hand. Not a single mention of Trump's hand. Right? Trump ankles. Not a single mention of Trump's ankles. Trump sick? Nope. Yeah, you can see this, guys. You see how there is not a single mention about Trump's health. Okay? And today, obviously, there have been some fucking, the last couple days, there's been some talk about Trump's health. Let's scroll through Benny's thing. We're not going to see one fucking post about Donald Trump's hand or Donald Trump's health, right? We're going to write nothing. Okay? Nothing about Trump's health. Nothing on Trump's hand. Not a one. I mean, we know, right? We know. Okay? We know that there's not going to be anything in here, and we know that Benny is a fucking liar. All right? Now, back to the show. Isn't that funny, though?
I am oh, absolutely. Oh, yes. Really? First off, Piers, you're close friends with Donald Trump. Do you believe that Donald Trump has problems with his energy levels? Answer that question.
No,
okay.
I'm not suggesting
anything...
for a moment. No, I'm not suggesting that. I'm simply saying that
I'm telling you as a...
No, I'm simply saying if it was
as a matter of morality, if President Trump was falling, if President Trump was falling on his face... Totally.
If President Trump was falling on his face, hold on. If President Trump was falling on his face, dude, he falls, he walks the wrong direction, he fucking has to be shown which table he's at, he answers the wrong questions, he can't speak right, he falls asleep, he looks like his catheter is stuck with fucking like bubble yum, you know what I'm saying? He looks disheveled. The last press conference he did, he looked like death warmed over, bro. Like, come on, man. Dude, Benny.
Totally. If President Trump was falling on his face and couldn't stand and couldn't speak and was slurring his words and was calling a lid at 1 p.m., that's why I asked you about Trump's energy. I'm turning 39 tomorrow. Donald Trump has probably 4 or 5x the amount of energy that I have. He's twice my age. I don't know how he does it. But if this was happening to President Trump as a patriot, as a moral person, you have to, so step back and remove politics from it, Piers. As a moral person, do you think someone should be treated and abused the way that Joe Biden's been abused?
No, I don't. I'm actually staggered. And I'll come to the others. Adam Mockler, I've got to say, the person I find that I least understand her behavior throughout all this is his wife, Jill Biden, who I interviewed at CNN, like personally very much, but she knows what he's been through as a human being. You know, he's lost 2 children and his first wife to tragic circumstances. He's somebody who's clearly heading towards 80, showing a lot of signs of cognitive disrepair and so on and so on. Surely the humane thing to do for any spouse in that position would have been to gently lead him off into the sunset and to persuade him that he could not continue. Not the complete opposite.
Yeah, listen, I'm not here to defend every single misstep or fault.
Guys, this is, just so you know, 𝗙𝗹𝗪, to put this in context, this is from 3 months ago. And they were talking about Biden because of Jake Tapper's book. Remember when Tapper came out with the book and was like Biden, and they were like, oh, this is Watergate. So, but the reason we're watching it now is because now that Trump has this big health crisis, I thought it would be really interesting to look and see how adamant they were about the president being sick and how important it is for the press to be making sure the president is okay and making sure we know all about the president's medical issues. Because now Donald Trump is clearly sick. He's clearly messed up. And the irony is we're showing these people for the frauds that they are, because obviously this is just more of their partisan bullshit.
Of the Democratic Party or the Biden admin, there are a lot of real conversations that we should be having about the incentive structures that allowed this to happen with people like Jill Biden and Hunter Biden and his close advisors. We could talk about the risk averseness of the Democratic Party and all of the flaws, but I don't know if this is the conversation we're about to have. I think when you have Lindy Lee on a panel with Benny Johnson and Jillian Michaels, it's going to be more of like a masturbatory partisan fest. And I really liked your question aimed at Benny. I think that was a good one. And you weren't trying to say that Trump has cognitive decline. You were asking if he would stay ideologically consistent when the admin is lying.
Right.
I guess the question to Benny is, do you think the 2020 election was stolen, or did Trump lie about that? Like, would you lead the charge and say that he lied about that?
It was absolutely rigged and stolen, yeah.
I actually do too.
I don't want to whataboutism.
Hunter Biden laptop story.
Dude, you buried the Hunter Biden laptop story? Dude, you know what's so funny? She says you guys buried the Hunter Biden laptop story, but she literally supported and fundraised for Joe Biden all the way through 2024 and Kamala Harris. This woman, she didn't give a shit about the laptop. She raised millions of dollars for Joe Biden. She was there at the debate saying that he was remembering small details about her family. He was so alert even after the debate. And she raised millions for Kamala Harris. And now she's like, you guys buried the Hunter Biden laptop story, and that rigged the election. Dude, look at him. Look at Benny. Oh, I gotta screenshot this, dude. Look at these idiots. Oh my God, dude. Oh Lord, dude. Jesus. Isn't that funny?
I tell you what, I don't want to get into relitigating either the stolen election, which I don't think was stolen, or the Hunter Biden laptop story, which
but Benny Johnson would not.
Just to be clear, Donald Trump, as I said to Trump to his face in our last interview, had you told the world that the suppression of the Hunter Biden laptop story had cost you the election, I would agree with you and I would support you. I think they reckon it could have swung it by 10%, right? Because it was so damning, the stuff on that laptop, and it was suppressed by big tech at the behest of a
Dude, there was nothing damning on that laptop, guys. That laptop went through a court case. There was nothing damning on that laptop. It wouldn't have swung shit, bro. It was bullshit. It was a blind guy who was friends with Rudy Giuliani that was like, oh, I found some special fucking Braille fucking contraband on this laptop. Like, what are they talking about?
So on that, I'm with Trump 100%. On the stolen election, I'm not. But let's not go over those again, Adam. The central argument is this, is that throughout for almost all of the Biden presidency, there was a massive con going on with the American people, that there was a cover-up perpetrated right from the top by him, by his wife, by his family, by his White House staff, by leading Democrats, by donors who must have known, by celebrities who knew, by former presidents who must have known. The whole load of them were in this together to stop the American people from knowing that Joe Biden was in serious cognitive decline.
Okay, so what's going on with Trump? What's going on with Trump and his advisors? Like, for example, the executive order he just signed about flags, he says 1 year in jail, no early out. You know that executive order, there's no punishment in there if you get arrested burning a flag because the executive order is not a law. There's no punishment in there. Trump doesn't even know what's in the executive orders he signs. He sits at a desk and somebody comes in and tells him, oh, is that nuclear? Oh, is that about sports? Oh, yeah. Oh, burning the flag, you're in jail? Oh, yeah. Oh, did Melania touch my pee-pee? Oh, no. Okay, I'm not signing this one. Oh, Epstein files? Oh, right? Dude, he has no fucking clue what's in the shit he's signing. He's got the thankles, bro. He's got the fucking, look at this. You're telling me that this guy ain't fucking, dude, what happened to his eyebrows, bro? Dude, Jesus Christ, dude, he looks like fucking Leatherface, dude. Yeah, dude, the hat is something else, bro. Dude, this is crazy, the hat. Dude, Trump was right about everything. Jesus, what a fucking dick bag. You know what I'm saying? What a dick bag, bro. I'm not even sure if he's alive, dude. Look at this shit. Oh my God, dude, what the fuck is going on, bro? Look at how swollen his hand is. I haven't seen a hand this swollen, bro, since this is the hand of somebody who is in late stage alcoholism. Somebody who's one step away from the DTs, okay? This is like alcoholics who have been fucking drinking, over drinking for 25 years, have hands that are puffy like that. Trump doesn't drink, bro. Dude, Trump is like a swollen, edemaed freak of nature, boss. You know what I mean? Look at that shit. That ain't normal, guys. That ain't normal. Dude, what is going on with his legs, dude? Look at him, bro. Dude. Excuse me. Let's go. Dude, this shit is crazy, bro. All right. Shit is outrageous. Dude, in the hand, though. Dude. That is... Oh, my God. Dude, look at this tweet. Look at that, guys. If my hand gets any blacker, I'm not going to let it vote. Oh, dude, that is fucking harsh, bro. That's getting a retweet, dude. Oh, my God, dude. If my hand gets any blacker, I'm not going to let it vote. Oh, that's amazing. Dude, I like this one, bro. Can I show you the one that I like? I like the other fucking Trump hand one is this one. Dude, the bruising, it's a sign. Dude, look at that. Oh, Lord. Even his bruise is trying to tell us something, right? Dude, that's it. There it is, bro. Oh, shit. That's what's really going on, isn't it? Oh, Trumpy. Dude. Let's go. Oh, Lord. Yeah, dude, this shit is not... Something's going on, all right? There is something going on.
Which he was, and which, by the way, as I said to Jake and Alex, British journalists like me, who were not even in America at the time for half of these columns, I was writing them for the New York Post, were writing this on an almost monthly basis. I was calling for him to have a 25th Amendment move, right? This was 2 years before the election. And I'm not even American. He's not even my president. I could see what was happening. I just want you to be honest, Adam. You knew. When you saw, as Benny said, when you saw him falling over all the time, stumbling, all the gaffes, everything else, in your heart you knew, didn't you, that he wasn't up to the job?
I didn't, no. I knew that he was getting older, but I still think he was up to the job, and you can demonstrate that in the actual work that he did. But just to back up.
I mean, dude, the thing about me and Biden about this, I know we could relitigate this forever, but he came out at the State of the Union and he fucking kicked everybody's ass, and we know that. I don't feel like we need to watch the rest of this. The rest of this is literally probably just fucking whatever. I feel like I got enough to make the video. I mean, he was old, sure. He's brain dead, sure. His brain was like turning to cheddar, absolutely. And some days he was like, but dude, to act like Trump's not the same shit, dude, you know, Biden, I mean, he gave fucking, you know, clearly showed he understood complex foreign policy, right? He clearly understood the gravity of the job. He was at least president for all people in America. You know what I'm saying? And no, we didn't know he was dying. You know what I'm saying? But like, dude, you know, Trump is he has his own cognitive issues that are equal to Joe Biden's. The thing that Trump has, though, is he's just not a good leader. He's not a good president. He doesn't even take the job serious. He just wants to use that power to hurt people. And that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? That's fucked up.
I will not sit here and deny that Biden is old. What's funny? What's funny? No.
Well, he's only a little bit older than Donald Trump.
Like you're part of the, you know, it's like.
No.
Like
I will not sit here and deny that Biden is old. I will not sit here and deny that Biden is old. But the framing that you guys are using
being old isn't the problem. Being senile
that.
is the problem.
See, it's funny because Lindy Lee said being old isn't a problem. Being senile is the problem. But you ready? Dude, let's go. Kidney damage from blood thinners. That's Trumpy's. Well, look at this, guys. We got to look at Lindy Lee. Okay? We got to look at Lindy Lee. Now, she blocked me, okay, because she doesn't like me calling her out. But let's look here and look at details. Okay? Look at this. Watch this. This is Lindy Lee, June 27th, 2024, the night of the debate. Now, the night of the debate, guys, we knew that Biden was fucked up, right? I knew it. The night of the debate, I was like, oh shit, he really is fucked up. He's really like lost it. I thought he was going to come out like the State of the Union, and he did not. But look at what Lindy Lee said. She took a picture with Biden that night. She said, I was with President Biden a few minutes after the debate tonight. Here we are at his watch party, she says. Okay, he was amazing and kind, as he always is, remembering tiny details about me and my family, she said. That's not saying Biden's senile. That's actually saying Biden was very mentally sharp even after the debate, right? I don't care what the pundits say about this great man. I will always be Team Biden, she says. Dude, remembering tiny details about me and my family. Oh, really, Lindy? Wait, what was that you had to say about Biden, Lindy?
No.
Like
I will not sit here and deny that Biden is old. I will not sit here and deny that Biden is old. But the framing that you guys are using
being old isn't the problem. Being senile
that.
is the problem.
Oh.
He was not senile. He was not senile at all. Here's the thing.
You don't think he's senile? You don't think calling on a dead congressman is alarming?
Look at that. Look at that. Oh, Lindy. Remembering tiny details about me and my family. You see what a fraud she is? You see what a fucking fraud this woman is? Dude, she is a fraud. Oh, dude, like so impeachable, right? So impeachable, boss.
I mean, we can go through all the insane things Trump has said. I mean, Trump gave a speech at West Point where he didn't say a coherent thought the entire. I'm not going to whataboutism. Listen. Just to back up, I don't want to whataboutism. I'm not going to defend Biden. He is cognitively declining, absolutely, and he was while in office. But Pierce's framing takes it way farther. You basically just said there was a top-down conspiracy, including celebrities including every politician in the Democratic Party, every
Yes.
journalist, not
Adam,
every journalist,
literally, there was though.
Okay,
Having
so-
been part of the machinery,
Yeah.
I can tell you there was.
Jake
And when
just
I-
said that.
Jake
That's the
Tapper-
premise of Jake's book.
Let me read you a
Jake
quote. Let me
Tapper-
read you a quote. Hang on.
Dude, Jake Tapper's trying to sell a book. Fuck you guys. Fuck these clowns. All right. That's all we need in this variety. We're going to move on because this shit ain't important. We got enough for the video. All right. And did I see her in the interview with 𝗙𝗵𝗋𝗍𝗍? Maybe. Was that the one? That was the one where she was talking about her book. I believe I made a video about that. Right? Hold on. I'm pretty sure I made a video about that. Right? It's right here. It is this one. Yes. Ex-Dem turned MAGA grifter exposed in brutal interview. Lindy Lee meltdown 3 months ago. I made a video about that. It's a good video, right? Dude, let's go. I cover all that shit. I never miss a fucking scoundrel turncoat getting savaged by the fucking political punk. Boom. Let's go. Fucking clowns. Aye, Lindy Lee. Fuck off. All right. She's a fucking hag. All right. Moving along, though, we are going to move on to the next thing because I don't know if you guys know about this, but so September 3rd, okay, we have Epstein developments, right? Epstein developments. Fucking, we have this bullshit of, where is it? Let me find the tweet. Everything's a tweet. My whole world is a fucking tweet. All right, here it is. It is from Amber Speaks Up. Okay. I don't know if you know who this person is. Okay. She's a trauma specialist, investigator, journalist, etc. But she is part of the fucking movement to give voice to the victims, right? To the victims of the Epstein situation, right? I love this image. We are not a hoax. This is a big deal, right? This is a big deal. September 3rd. Okay, look at this. Epstein survivors will hold a press conference at Capitol Hill September 3rd. This is the one with Ro Khanna, Thomas Massie, bipartisan, non-MAGA people getting together and giving voice to the victims. Okay, for the first time, many will speak publicly. Now, these victims can't even get their fucking, like, their files and their information from the FBI. The FBI has been holding their stuff back, okay? But what's crazy about this, okay, is they were not informed, okay? Donald Trump sent his personal lawyer, Todd Blanche, to go kissy with Ghislaine Maxwell with that bullshit interview, but they never even told the victims. They never even told the victims, guys, right? The victims didn't get notified, just like when Epstein got immunity. They keep doing this bullshit behind the backs of the victims, ignoring the victims. The victims get no attention. They get no respect. They get no protection. They get no coverage. They have been systematically silenced and pushed to the edges and pushed to the fringes since the beginning of this case. And I'm telling you right now, I believe that Trump and this hoax bullshit, they fucked up. Okay? I think the victims are going to come out now. I think the victims are going to come out, and I think there's going to be war waged on Donald Trump and this cover-up.
Former Trump White House Deputy Press Secretary and spokesperson for Home of the Brave, and MSNBC legal correspondent 𝗙ecie Rubin. We've discussed this many times. I am not a lawyer, but when I heard what Todd Blanche said, non-consensual, when she seemed to be struggling for a word, I never saw anything that was. What do you make of that in terms of the number 2 person at the DOJ doing an interview with a convicted criminal?
Chris, if that question is to me,
Yes.
there are multiple instances in this interview in which Todd Blanche attempts to fill in the gaps for Ghislaine Maxwell. There are also moments where her own attorneys attempt to fill in those gaps and sort of direct the questioning. That's not that unusual where you have an attorney, where you have a proffer session with somebody that you're thinking about entering into a cooperation agreement with, for example. What makes this so unusual is not only that Todd Blanche is President Trump's former criminal defense lawyer, but that Ghislaine Maxwell herself has long ago been convicted and is on a last-ditch appeal to the Supreme Court, and barring that, is sort of auditioning for a pardon. That's what makes this so unusual. And in particular, she struggles with the word inappropriate at various times in the interview as well, because she says herself, her definition of inappropriate might be different than somebody else's definition of inappropriate. And where it comes to Jeffrey Epstein's behavior with women over the age of 18, she specifically draws a line and says she's not going to get into that, almost as if to say anything with anyone over 18 is outside of bounds. And the only thing she thinks could possibly be illegal here is conduct with those who are underage. That's not the way law sees it. You can sex traffic somebody who is over the age of 18.
Yeah, and not to mention like rape and you know what I'm saying? Like abuse, line crossing, forced touching. There's so much more than just the underage thing going on here.
We saw that, for example, very recently in the P. Diddy trial. So Ghislaine Maxwell's own understanding of the law is at best immature, and she's not really challenged on it during the course of the interview.
Sarah, the Washington Post notes that the release of the Maxwell interview, and I'm quoting them, offered no evidence to support conspiracy theories long fanned by Trump and his allies that the federal government had covered up a vast sex trafficking ring to protect powerful public figures. And yet there are some far-right influencers who appear to be pleased with this. They called it, at least one called it a good first step. Another argued the leftist narrative is in shambles. Do you think that this will help the story that Trump has wanted to go away with his base?
Well, it's interesting that way back when, a couple months ago, Pam Bondi herself said that she had the Epstein list on her desk. And so now fast forward to today, where you have Trump out there saying this is a hoax, and they're releasing just, portions of files and these transcripts and trying to prove that there was no wrongdoing on his part. But him and his supporters were out there on the campaign trail, folks like Dan Bongino, 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗀, saying that they wanted to release the Epstein files. And so it's just a contradiction from everything that they had been talking about. So they either have to admit, were they lying to their voters, or are they now part of a cover-up? And I do think, though, that they have ran out the clock a bit on this issue. It does seem like they're using the Steve Bannon strategy, where they flood the zone and make it impossible for the media and Democrats to keep talking about this issue when there's so much else going on, and that they've been able to release selectively enough of the files that maybe it might quiet down the base. But at the end of the day, I hope that this issue doesn't go away, because these survivors deserve justice and deserve to have all of this information out there while protecting their identities.
Sarah, efforts to quash this ongoing story, whether you're flooding the zone or you're putting out some of the information about it, may hit a roadblock in October, because that's when the publication of prominent Epstein victim Virginia Giuffre's posthumous memoir comes out. The publisher says it has intimate, disturbing, and heartbreaking new details about her time with both Epstein and Maxwell and their many well-known friends. But they also say no allegation of wrongdoing against Donald Trump. So what might be the political implications for Donald Trump of that, even if he is in no way mentioned as having done anything wrong?
See, I think that this is complicated because obviously, one, there's no mention of Virginia Giuffre about Trump, but we know that. Her dad worked at Mar-a-Lago. He was not going to be involved with her at all. Like, she was not in the cell of like young girls that were going to cross Trump's path. But the fact of the matter is Trump was involved with other girls in that realm. Trump was involved with trafficking women with his modeling agency. And he was involved in that whole network of things. And at the end of the day, though, even if Trump didn't do anything wrong, he's still hiding it all. He's hiding it all to protect all the other people that did do shit wrong after he ran on this being something he was going to shine a fucking light on. You know what I'm saying? And so this is is like, it's a lose-lose. There's no win for Donald Trump in this. There is no win. If this thing, except for sweeping this under the rug and having it not be talked about, there is not a win for Trump. It is a lose-lose scenario for him.
Well, we know that Virginia Giuffre was recruited by Ghislaine Maxwell while she was working at Mar-a-Lago. And Trump said that part of the reason that him and Jeffrey Epstein had a falling out was because they were poaching people from his club. Now,
poaching people, dude, he knew. He wouldn't have been mad if they took the spa girl and made her an administrative assistant. You think a spa assistant was like somebody Trump couldn't replace? He wasn't taking Trump's right-hand man or right-hand woman. He was poaching a spa assistant. Trump knew why she got poached. He knew what ended up happening, that they were putting her into the sex trade. And I would imagine maybe word got back to her dad, and maybe that created a crazy situation. Like, why the fuck are friends of yours like taking my daughter and putting her in the sex trade? You know what I'm saying? No, Trump doesn't care. Dude, he was trafficking women from Eastern Europe with Trump models. Dude, he didn't give a shit. He doesn't care about anyone but his own survival.
We know that Jeffrey Epstein does not have a club of his own. And so it leads one to believe that Donald Trump knew exactly why these young women were being poached and what they were being used for. And so I do think that her book coming out is going to be an issue for the administration and for Donald Trump, who desperately wants this issue to go away.
Lisa, Giuffre's family has called on the DOJ to do its job, in their words, by investigating and holding accountable the many rich and powerful people who enabled Maxwell's and Epstein's crimes. I want to play just a little more of Maxwell from that interview.
If I didn't make it clear, I will reiterate it. I never, ever saw any man doing something inappropriate with a woman of any age.
That is such BS. Dude, after this, guys, immediately following this MSNBC report, we are going to read a story about Annie Farmer. Annie Farmer was abused by Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein. They both abused Annie Farmer, and this led to Maria Farmer's call to the FBI in 1996 reporting Epstein and Trump. So this, absolute BS. She abused young girls, more than one. There were multiple.
I read excerpts. I did not read the entire thing, to be honest with you, Lisa. At the end of the day, did Maxwell offer the DOJ or offer the general public anything of real value?
No, I don't think so. I think she offered the Department of Justice something of value in the sense that she exculpated President Trump very neatly and cleanly in ways that the release of the documents might not be so neat and clean. You know, you have to ask yourself, why is it that we have a transcript that dangles all sorts of names that Ghislaine Maxwell dropped during the interview, and yet we don't have others of the documents because the Department of Justice is supposedly concerned with the impact on third parties? That's puzzling to me. But I will also tell you, Chris, having read the entire thing, one thing that I find particularly troubling is the names of the victims here are redacted, so we can't say for sure who she's talking about. But there's a portion where she says she sort of turned herself off to the stories of multiple victims who came forward because there was one victim who she felt lied in their civil deposition, and thereafter all the testimonies and all of the accounts of other victims to her were just sort of fabulous, right? That she didn't want to credit them because she knew that this other victim had lied in her civil deposition. I believe that victim she's talking about is Virginia Giuffre. And so her family is right to be angry about this interview. And
yeah, not to mention the fact that they didn't redact her boyfriend's name, Tony Figueroa, and they made a big deal about it when she talked about Virginia being the one who brought all the girls to Epstein. Dude, yeah, it was such fucking bullshit.
Platforming Ghislaine Maxwell here. What she has given us, to the extent that it has any value, is demonstrating how clearly she will diminish in her own mind the significance of what has happened to let herself off the hook. There are points in time in the interview where she lets you into her frame of mind and basically says, in the late 90s and early 2000s, we didn't understand men and women's relationships in the way that we do now. We viewed it through this frothy Sex in the City-like prism. That's not an excuse for any of the kinds of behavior that the victims have alleged here. And I want to be really clear about that with you and our viewers. Ghislaine Maxwell seems to think that we just understand things differently now. That's really not an adequate explanation for her alleged participation and or witnessing of what went on.
Yeah, and it's not even alleged. She was convicted. Dude, she had a jury trial. She's convicted. Ghislaine Maxwell's participation is not alleged. It is fucking has been proven in a court of fucking law. And she did not take the stand to defend herself. Ghislaine Maxwell did not. Okay, and she perjured herself. Dude, this is a fucking done deal. Dude, done with her. I am done with Ghislaine Maxwell. What a bullshit fucking story that was.
Sarah Matthews, 𝗙ecie Rubin, thank you both.
Yeah, dude, that was a fucking great video. That shit was crazy. Now, I want to finish this up, guys. Hold on. We're going to do another goal. We're going to try and get another dance party, all right? I'm going to set it for 30 minutes. Maybe we get another dance party and we go out with the final dance. All right, there it is. If we don't, we don't. But we're going to try and get 2 dance parties. But here, we need to talk about something because Ghislaine Maxwell made it a point to say, oh, I never saw anything inappropriate. This is Annie Farmer. This is from a week ago, all right? What one of Jeffrey Epstein's victims wants from the Trump administration. Okay, and here we go. When the Department of Justice said it would not release any more files on disgraced financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, it outraged a portion of President Trump's base. As part of its rationale for not releasing the files last month, the Justice Department said the materials include sensitive information about Epstein's victims, who number more than 1,000, but at least one survivor of his abuse wants the documents to be made public with redactions to protect the victims' identities. Let's go, Sam. Let's go, Keeler. Dude, haven't seen you in a hot minute, boss. Let's go, 6. There we go. There we go. Fuck you, Elon. Yeah, that's right. Let's go, baby. Let's go. But, dude, Annie Farmer is an important part of this fucking process, okay? The administration, which had previously promised transparency on Epstein, has said it has made all it can public and pushed back on calls to release more, okay? U.S., dude, thank you, James Robert. Let's go, baby. U.S. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, and who is the president's former attorney, let's go, Furrow, met with Epstein accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell, serving a 20-year sentence on several counts, including sex trafficking of a minor. The meeting prompted concern from victims that Maxwell could be seeking a deal. NPR's Morning Edition spoke with Annie Farmer, who has said for years that Epstein and Maxwell abused her at Epstein's New Mexico ranch when she was 16. She testified publicly using her full name, both at a 2019 bail hearing for Epstein and at Maxwell's criminal trial. So she was cross-examined by Maxwell's lawyers under oath on the stand. Excuse me. That's a big deal. This woman has stood up with her story and helped win the conviction. Okay. Farmer told NPR's Layla Fidel that the barrage of news had been exhausting for survivors. It feels like we're not being considered and we're not being included, she said. The interview, which includes details of the assault, took place August 8th before a federal judge in New York rejected a request by the Justice Department to unseal grand jury transcripts related to the criminal investigation. Okay? And here's what we got. How have you felt as you watch this administration handle this? And she says, I'd say it's been very chaotic and left me and many others I've spoken with pretty anxious and sometimes pretty angry. And nobody consulted with you and others? Has anyone from the government approached you to ask what you want? No, not at all. I've reached out and spoken with one of the prosecutors, the one remaining prosecutor for the Southern District of New York, who is responsible for the guilty verdict of Ghislaine Maxwell. That's Maureen Comey. Trump fired her. So now the only prosecutor, the remaining prosecutor, right, that was involved with this is not even there anymore. And so it was clear to me that they were not even being involved in this process. So I did put my concerns into a letter and sent that to Deputy Attorney General Blanche, and I haven't heard a response from that. And I know others have done the same, have written letters about their concerns and how this is all unfolding. What are your concerns? One thing that seems very, very important is that Ghislaine Maxwell does not receive preferential treatment for any information she provides. To have her be part of this process and potentially trade information for a lesser sentence feels very wrong. Okay, it does. Not just for those of us directly involved in the trial, but for so many of the women that she harmed. That sends a very damaging message to our country. Dude, peaceful. Let's go, baby. Thank you for that, Dono. How do you think the Justice Department should approach Ghislaine Maxwell? With a lot of caution. The government charged her with perjury because they did not believe she was a reliable witness in the past. So I think there are plenty of other places they could get information. They do not need to be getting it from her. That's a really good point. They could go to the victims and they have all the information in the files, right? Ghislaine Maxwell has been moved to a lower security prison. She's also met with a top DOJ official. Watching that happen, what's going through your mind? I was really in disbelief at how quickly that all unfolded. And again, that there wasn't any sort of a heads up given to, I spoke with people that were involved and I know nobody received any kind of information about that before it happened. They never told the victims. The request to unseal the grand jury papers, something Maxwell does not want, something that your lawyers have said you do want. Why do you want those public and what might be in them? And she says, well, I think it goes beyond just the grand jury papers. What most people who followed the case are interested in is more transparency about what happened. Again, with those initial reports, why were they not followed up on? And things like when my sister Maria Farmer reported Trump and Epstein to the FBI, she also reported that photos of hers had been stolen. She was a visual artist. She had taken photos of my younger sister and myself that were partially nude to paint from. And Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell took the partially nude photos of these kids, right? We won't ever know what happened to those photos. When I was in the courtroom for Jeffrey Epstein's bail hearing, I learned that they had found a lot of photos on his property, but no one ever followed up in any way, whether those might have included our photos. So there's, I think, just a lot of information that pertains to the survivors' individual experiences, whether there were other perpetrators or just understanding more about what went wrong here and who else might be involved, right? Fidel said, you're the only victim who testified with your name publicly in the Maxwell case. And that takes a lot of bravery. It really does. If you want to share it all, what happened to you and why in this moment you don't want to see Maxwell get a deal. Farmer said, when I was alone with Epstein and Maxwell at this ranch in New Mexico, she's the one who started instructing me. This is how we massage Jeffrey. And this is what a massage is like. So you should get undressed and I can give you a massage. And then, expose my body and touch me. I think that people don't necessarily understand that she was not just involved in finding young women for Epstein, but she was also involved very much in the abuse and perpetrating those crimes herself. Ghislaine Maxwell was. So she is not being blamed for someone else's crimes. She's serving a sentence for her own crimes. And I just want to make sure people remember that and understand that. Now, Maxwell's lawyers say releasing her documents among the grand jury documents would be, quote, intrusion into grand jury secrecy. That Epstein may be dead, but she is living and has due process rights. What do you make of that? And she says, I'm not surprised that they would be hesitant for more information to be revealed and would paint her in a damning light. They're trying to rehab her image right now, so people's testimony about the kinds of crimes she committed probably wouldn't help that goal. If there was one thing you wanted people to hear from you, what would it be? Just remembering that there are real individuals involved. These are their individual, very challenging experiences at the heart of this case. And that's had tremendous repercussions for people's lives. And so I think it's important to step back and try not to fall into that political game around the case and be clear that this is really about the abuse of power, and about protecting young people and making sure that people are held accountable when they commit these crimes. And guys, this goes across party. If it's Trump, if it's fucking, Prince Andrew, if it is, if it is Bill Clinton, whoever it is, they should all be punished and held accountable. Dude, Scorpion, let's go, baby. Thank you for those kroners. And you too, Peaceful, for those. I will remind you, though, that the dance party is for the super chats, not the stickers. But, dude, we got 21 minutes, 5 more for a dance party. I'm going to pull up the last thing we're going to talk about. I believe we're going to hit this dance party, but we got one more thing of just absolute ridiculousness, guys. Okay, because we've seen the clip I'm about to play for you. I think you've probably seen it. If you haven't seen it, you're going to see it tonight. But we have to talk about the biggest fucking loser in the GOP right now. One of the biggest losers, okay? Biggest clown show. It's a woman who is once again running for office. The last time she ran for office, she did outrageous shit like this. And she lost so bad, she got nearly last place in the primary. She just got her clock cleaned. But now she has moved to a different state to run again. Scorpio, let's go, baby. And you know who I'm talking about, guys? I'll tell you who I'm talking about, guys. I'm talking about, no, not Carrie Lake. I'm talking about Valentina Gomez. Okay, Valentina Gomez. Now, you know what's so funny about this? So I made a video about her, all right, many months ago, the first time she burned books. Okay, she burned some books by some gay writers last year during the election. She was running for Secretary of State in Missouri as a Republican, as a deep MAGA person. She got fucking slaughtered in that election. She got beat so bad, she got like hardly any votes. Okay, like 10,000 votes. Okay, she's a total degenerate. Tony, let's go. Let's go. Total degenerate. All right, but let me just tell you guys, you know what's funny about her? Do you remember last night, right? Do you remember last night, guys, when we were doing the talk about TPUSA, about the guy who covered up for the sexual abuse in TPUSA? That the guy's name was Tyler, Boyan, right? Remember Tyler? We read all about how he covered that Martinez guy who sexually assaulted, feeling up one of the TPUSA girls after having a couple drinks. Tyler Boyan, I believe his name was. Well, look at this. Look at this shit. There he is. Look at that. Arizona fake elector. He was one of the fake electors in the Trump scheme. Tyler Boyer, right? With Valentina Gomez. This is the TPUSA guy who covers up SAs, right? For TPUSA workers. Isn't that funny? That all these SA cover-up people are hanging out with each other, with the anti-LGBTQ freaks who like to burn books and who like to spread propaganda. She's a big proponent of using the F slur and all kinds of slurs and all this shit. But she is she's a whack job. But look at what she does here. You ready? I got to turn it way down, though, because there's some music. I don't want to get copy pinged, but...
Your daughters will be raped and your sons beheaded unless we stop Islam.
Dude, she says your daughters will be SA'd and your sons beheaded unless we stop Islam, is what she says. What in the actual fuck is this, guys? What is she talking about? Right? How extremist, fear-mongering, outrageous, she's trying to tell, she's running for Congress in Texas now. She moved from Missouri to Texas, okay, to do this drivel. But look at her. Dude, so she burns the Muslim holy book with some fucking little flamethrower, right?
Didn't pray for Goliath. Turning the other cheek. Remember, David didn't pray for Goliath. He killed them.
David didn't pray for Goliath. He killed them. Dude, what the fuck is she doing, bro? What is that in her hand? Yeah, it's like some weird homemade flamethrower. Isn't that wild? Dude, isn't she a freak? I mean, I'm not even listening to what she says because she is such an intolerable fucking whatever. It's like with her little flamethrower, right? So she's burning the Quran, right? That's what she's doing. Isn't that crazy? Dude, isn't that fucking wild that she is doing? Like, what is she up with? Now, if you go back to her, okay? If we go back to her, she did this. Where is it? This was her original video. Right? This is her video to the grooming books, right? Look at this. So she remade this. She remade this. She originally ran for Secretary of State in Missouri, but now she remade it because she's running for Congress in Texas. She's moved to Texas to run there. Oh, look at this shit, dude. Right? This is what I will do to the grooming books when you see me in Congress. Right? And so she burned some, like, literature, right? Oh my God. Right? These books come from a Missouri public library. When you see me in office, they're gonna burn. And look at her with an assault rifle and a fucking, like, you know, she's got a what do you call it? One of Elon's, like, mobile urinals. I can't, what's it called? Dude, why am I forgetting the name of Elon's vehicle? It is so forgettable, dude. What's his fucking driving urinals called? Trash can. Dude, Cybertruck. Thank you. Dude, I forgot the name of it, bro. Dude, isn't she wild? I mean, she is such a fucking weirdo, bro, with her little belt of ammunition. She's such a cliche, right? Like, such a cliche. And you may have also seen her, though, doing this video, right? You remember this video right here? Dude, what is up with her fucking posture, dude? Like, she is bizarre. But there she is. Look at that. Her shit with all the F slurs. Look at this. These are the videos she makes. Right? You know what I'm saying? She's a Christian tossing around the F slurs. Isn't that wild? But she made this crazy video. Right? This was the video she made about calling for the execution of undocumented people, bro.
It's that simple. Public executions for any illegal that rapes or kills an American. They don't deserve deportation. They deserve to be ended.
Dude, what is up with her posture, bro? Dude, public executions? I mean, dude, she is fucking mental. Yes. Well said, dude. Bro, isn't that crazy? This is MAGA, dude. She is running. She is running in Texas, guys. Texas GOP candidate, Valentina Gomez. And here's what she says. She says, I am the only hope Texas has to prevent the Islamization of America. When I get to Congress, she's never getting to Congress. When I get to Congress, I will make sure the cross is never traded for the crescent. I don't make peace with evil, she says. She destroys it. She's running for Congress in Texas. Let's see where she's running, shall we? I got to see where she's running. Holy shnikes. But as you see, dude, she ran, look at this. She ran in the Republican primary for Secretary of State in Missouri, and she got third to last place. She did get 48,000 votes. Okay, she got 7%, right? But now she is running. She's running for Congress now. Oh, I guess it doesn't have the listing here. Oh, here she is. Oh, look at this. She changed her name, guys. Look at what she did. She changed her name to run. She's Valentina Gomez, but look at that, dude. She changed her name to Valentina Gomez Noriega. You see that? She's distancing herself from her previous fucking... Isn't that interesting? Running for election to the U.S. House to represent Texas 31st. Okay? She declared her candidacy. Dude, she's gonna get fucking... Changed her name to Valentina Gomez Noriega? What a weirdo, bro! Where is Texas 31st? I want to see a map of this. Let's find Texas 31st, shall we? Dude, Ballotpedia always freezes my shit up. Oh my God, dude. Look at this district. It's outside of Austin. Yeah, that's not gerrymandered or anything, is it? Holy shit, bro. So she's running for the district outside of Austin, right? Between Austin and Waco. That's funny, isn't it? Gee, look at that. Look at that fucking... Dude, yeah, that shit looks like... It's a J, dude. It's a J. Is it Valentina J. Gomez? Yeah, no, she has no chance of fucking winning, bro. Not a one, okay? Not a fucking, right? Dude, there, like, no fucking way she would win that district. Who's in it right now? Let's see who's the representative right now. Right now, it's John Carter. Oh, is he running for re-election? Yeah. So she's running against the incumbent? Is he running again? Or is he opting out? He may be opting out. He's 83. Yeah, I don't think he's running again. But yeah, dude, she has no chance. But she is wild. If you guys want to, just for perspective, let me show you, because she was one of the early videos I did. Okay, if I go to my YouTube channel and I go to my videos and I go to the oldest, little over a year ago, I made this video about her. She was my, let's see, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. She was my 15th video, right? I made this video about her back in fucking, right? Back in, you know, summer of last year. She is unhinged. And then she blocked me. She actually saw the video and fucking blocked me on Twitter after she saw the video. She was not happy. I ripped her a new one. Dude, isn't that crazy? Yeah, dude. We've come a long way, bro. My first video, guys. You ready? Look at this shit. I can't play it because it has copywritten music, but my first video was March 8th of 2024 as Political Punk. So it's been 1 year, April, May, June, July, August. 1 year, 5 months, guys. And look at where we're at. You ready? Look at where we're at, guys. We are almost at 58,000 subs in 1 year, 5 months. Not bad, guys. We like fucking crazy, bro. I had like 300 subs back then, dude. Isn't that wild? And that was mostly like Fortnite people who came to support me when I started my new channel. Dude. And that she's a snowflake for blocking me? I mean, you know, I guess. I mean, maybe she is because she pretends like she's like she pretends like nothing bothers her, right? Holy shit, we got 6 minutes. One more for a dance party, baby. Let's go, Derp. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get this dance party to finish up. But isn't that wild? Dude, that was my first video about Katie Britt. My first video got 14,000 views, though. And then it was hard. And then my, like, if we look at this, my fucking, it was my 7th video that got me monetized. This one video, right? Video number 7 about, like, Hassan. That one got me monetized. GG's, baby. And it's been all fucking downhill crazy since then, right? You'll see all the thumbnails, you know, here, all the thumbnail evolutions as we move and change and grow through the election. Kamala should have won. And then post-election, we get into the TYT stuff and the MAGA stuff. Dude, let's go, Scorpio Kingdom. There it is, dude. We're going to go out with the dance. Thumbnails definitely got better. Right, Korg, let's go. The MAGA shaman. Dude, that video was hilarious, bro. The MAGA shaman. Oh, that's a good one. Funny as shit, dude. That one's like up there. And now we're about to enter the brand new fucking thumbnails. Here I started experimenting with things a little bit different. And now we get into the modern regular thumbnails. I actually like these modern ones, guys. I was a little resistant to switching over, right? I would, because I really like doing the red ones, but I like these modern ones. They're like, with the regular colors, they're a little harder to make, but they're like, you know, it's been a journey, guys. It has been a journey, people. Let's go. Let's go. Dude, the MAGA shaman video, though. Thank you, guys. I want to say thank you, dude, for here's the MAGA shaman. It's dude. This one, oh shit, so good. Dude, that one's funny, dude. Highly recommend you watch that one. MAGA Shaman, that one is epic. Dude, it is. It is. I originally made these old thumbnails kind of like punk rock flyers with cutouts, but now I really like the regular, I like the regular fucking, these kind of picture flyers. They're fun. They're fun to make. All right? Dude, we're going out, baby. Dude, it's getting crazy out there, guys. I don't know. Tonight felt like a good stream. Cooking? Yeah, dude, we're doing it. We're doing it. We're growing. Dude, you never thought of burning a flag? Yeah, see, I feel like we should all burn flags, guys. I said it on Twitter. I'll be honest, guys. It's right here, what I said on Twitter, you know? I think this is the most honest I could come up with. Which is, where is it? It's real simple, right? It's right here. We should all start burning flags. Dude, he is setting us on fire anyway. Like, why not? You know what I'm saying? He's literally setting all of us on fire. Like, he's lighting America on fire. We should fucking burn flags. We should have a giant flag burning fucking celebration. You know what I'm saying? I mean, dude, when you think about it, the Supreme Court justice had an upside down flag outside his house, bro. A Supreme Court justice of the U.S. was hanging an upside down flag outside his goddamn house. What are we fucking doing, bro? What kind of political statement is that? coming from a goddamn Supreme Court justice. Dude, the Confederate flag, I wipe my ass with the Confederate flag. You know what I mean? Let's go. Dude, Peaceful, we appreciate you, dude. Thank you for kicking in. And you're welcome here all the time. We got you. Safe space for you. We're going out with some fucking dance, baby. You guys ready? You guys ready to dance or what, baby? Let's get it. We're going to go out with one of mine, dude. We're going to go out with one of mine, dude. We'll go out with the little, I feel like Radiant. It's not the greatest dance song, but, you know, I think it'll come through in a fucking pinch. All right, you ready? You ready to go out with the little Radiant? Let's get that fucking edit mode set up. Let's go, baby. Dude, I love me some pink. Dude, pink is my color, baby. Dude, love me the pink, baby. Dude, let's go. Dude, my hair used to be pink. You guys, I don't know if you've seen it, right? But let me just show you real quick before we go. Because some of you who only know me for politics, you don't know, right? Like, let's go to my Instagram page. Okay, here's my fucking Instagram. All right. But, like, dude, let me find the picture here. Right? This was me, okay, when I was in Times Square, I was on a billboard in Times Square, right? And there's me with my fucking bright pink hair in New York. This was in July of 2022. This was a couple days before I took on Andrew Tate and basically started my political career. It happened, I was actually in a little debate argument thing with Andrew Tate online. I was in JFK Airport in the terminal yelling at Andrew Tate in my fucking headphones. And this was my last PR event, which was in New York City, right? That was my last big gaming PR event. Times Square. I was streaming live from Times Square, getting that billboard. And I actually ran into some people from Portland who were there. Isn't that crazy? Our super chats at the end. I don't know what you're talking about, Shredder. Super chats? What do you mean? What you mean, boss? Super chats? There have been super chats all over tonight, right? Like, that's how we got the dance party, was for a bunch of super chats. But yeah, there we go. Pink hair, baby. Isn't that crazy? Dude, I love that shit, dude. I love the pink hair, boss. I did. I fucking loved it. It's good shit. Oh, shit. Dude, I love it. And now, for something different, there's me at TwitchCon with Amaranth. Let's go. Oh, shit. As the last photo of pink hair, this was when I was starting the political journey, leaving gaming, 2023. Took me 2 years to kind of make the jump. Oh, yeah, you can super chat anytime, boss. Is that what he was asking? I didn't know what he was asking. Like, you can super chat anytime, right? Just throw down, baby. All right, but now we dance. All right, let's go, baby. You guys ready? You guys ready? You ready for some fucking energy? Let's get it.
I just want to change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't wanna hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. It's about you. I will never be alone again. I'm immune. Let's go, guys! My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant truth. I know that you will understand because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. You're radiant. I will see you guys tomorrow, baby. I'm gonna go make some videos. Thank you, guys. Good night. Paint away it's over. Do you